This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You damn right. That's all I have to say. There should be some more cones on the road and more traffic, so it takes 7,000 years to get anywhere you're going in the stadium. It's not even an election year. Is it? Well, I suppose in local elections and that stuff, but why are they doing all of this street work all at the same time now? I don't understand. Why are they doing this?
Oh, have you driven through Uptown recently or tried to?
Oh,
that is, it might as well be just like a third world country. It's just dirt roads everywhere, and it's a disaster.
Well, 50th right off the Highway 100, 50th to the east. I think they're finally getting some stuff done, but that thing has been torn up for like 3-4 months.
Yeah. And it's funny because it seems like they don't make that much progress. And then all of a sudden overnight, it's like, hey, it's fixed.
Yep. That's absolutely right. There's been some questions about that. I just wanted to make something really, really clear because I've been asked so many times about it. Now, I was named to the Northside Radio Hall of Fame many years ago. Then after that, I won the Twin Cities Hall of Fame as well. And then the television stations actually covered when I won the Minnesota Hall of Fame award, which was really, really great. And then, of course, had to go to Chicago to accept the National Radio Hall of Fame. But people don't know this. Yes, I won all those awards. They were on television, all the rest of it. But I also won the Planetary Radio Award a couple of years ago. And then just yesterday, by coincidence, I won the Interplanetary Galactic Radio Hall of Fame Award. Could this guy be any more full of shit?
What is going on? What's
this Tim Walz? You see all the awards he's claimed to have won that are not true in the least? How did he think he was going to get away with that? Look, you vote how you want to vote. I'm not telling you how to vote, but this guy is so full of shit. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, especially after watching the last couple presidents maybe stretch the truth a little bit,
just
and
a
some
little
facts a little bit.
Sure.
You'd think you'd keep it a little bit more buttoned up, especially as vice president. Don't cause a distraction.
I didn't watch the RNC, and I'm not watching the DNC because all they did blah, 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 blah. They get up there and do all that stuff, all the rest of it. I'm going to be really interested because I adore this man. I love Michael Gelfand. He's been a dear friend of mine for 45 years and all the rest of it. But I'm going to see how because he will not waver off the DNC ticket at all. Not for 1/8 of an inch will he leave. So how's he going to explain this lying piece of shit that's running for vice president? I mean, how's he going to cover for that?
I'm sure he's probably got some answers.
Oh, he does
already lined up, ready to go.
Here's what I'll say though: the Democrats, they kind of know how to party because they
had Little John.
They had Stevie Wonder perform Higher Ground. They had John Legend.
Don't change the subject to try to cover for your piece of shit outfit.
I had it on for a little bit, and I was like, because I never watched these things.
No,
never.
Nope.
I was shocked by it was like half show, half speeches that I didn't really care about.
Yeah, it seems like a pep rally in high school.
Yeah.
Where nobody really cares, but we're going to show up because we don't have to go to class and yell and scream and cheer.
A lot of people have never heard of making speeches. I think the speeches need to have a timer that's like, hey.
I agree,
I'll say Walz's was actually pretty short at the end of the night, but they had some decent performances. I was shocked. And maybe I missed this. Did they have those at the GOP one as well?
Well, you didn't watch it, obviously, because you don't cover both sides of an issue, which means you should not have an opinion at all.
AJ.
Yeah, no, I'm terrible. I'm the devil.
No, it's true.
I'm the devil.
You're just trying to make your party look better. I look at both parties because, I shouldn't say I look at both parties. I didn't look at both parties. I didn't watch 1 minute of any of it. I just saw this on the news this morning. These people are lying sacks of turd. All of them are on both sides of the issue. How anyone can embrace either party right now, I do not understand. I mean, honest to God, if Donald Trump sends me a message asking for any more money, I may hang myself. Every day, it's like 50 messages. Like, good God, Donald, I had lunch with you once. Leave me alone. Seriously, I don't know how anybody can support either one of these parties. I just don't. These people are scam artists, every one of them.
He just wants you to crack open the wallet a little bit, Tom.
Yeah, just a little,
Just
of
a
course.
tiny bit. And then I'm sure there's another lunch down the road, but for right now, you need to pick
Yeah.
up
I couldn't watch the RNC. I can't watch the DNC. These people lie their ass off, and it's all to make money. It's just, but I've never in my life, like I've never bought a book of a president that wrote a book about his life. So I don't even know what all those, didn't Obama have like 10 of them or something? Here's another book about my life. Like, who cares? Good for you.
Yeah, well, you go like I think a book for each year of your life to really capitalize. Presidents don't make a lot of money.
No.
One about the early life,
Yes.
one about like getting into politics, and then one for every year that you served as a president.
Yes.
And then like, how are you dealing with, I'm getting into pickleball now.
Yeah. Michelle gets a book.
Let
The
me
kids get a book.
Let me be clear. It is my serve.
Yeah. And the media only covers the Democratic ones. I'm not blaming this on the Democratic Party. It's the media that sucks so badly because they get a little power and all of a sudden you have to believe everything they believe. It's like, no, you're supposed to be serving all the people, not just some of them. And that goes for the RNC as well. I do not watch Fox News and I do not watch CNN because they're both so far left and right. I can't stand watching it. Is there anybody out there that's kind of right down the middle? Is there any national news service that's right? The local news doesn't do that, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Associated Press is usually who I check out.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
They're very fact, like just get to the point, no extra fluff. Here's what happened. Here's what you need to know.
But I wanted you to know that I won the Interplanetary Galactic Award for radio. I just wanted you to know that, you know.
So do aliens come and pick you up and transport you out to the ceremony and bring you back?
I have been to every planet in the galaxy because they picked me up. And they all use that voice, too. Imagine if we did this radio show. We've got Sioux Falls development coming up in just a couple of seconds. This is a very, very, very important message.
It is.
I should run for politics. I can do that voice pretty well.
And you have to stare directly into the camera as you do it to let them know how serious you are.
Right into the soul of whoever's watching.
I'm talking to you, America.
Yeah.
I got nobody to vote for. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. What am I going to do?
I thought you were writing in Catherine.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm going to vote for Catherine.
That's a safe fallback if you don't decide on anybody else.
Kind of ass kissy though, don't you think?
Yeah, Jude's an option.
Oh, I could vote for Jude.
If it prevents you from having to sleep on the couch, worth it.
Yeah.
Well, see, now there's something to lose there. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Think about down the road, all the conversations like, honey, remember when I wrote you in for president, but you didn't write me in?
Yeah, yeah.
Seems like it's a one-way street.
You get in trouble for not taking the garbage out. You're like, hey, sorry, I was busy writing your name in for president on the ballot.
I just want you to know as we move to the break here that I was the one that won the Civil War. I know I wasn't born yet, but I did it from a remote location.
Yeah, Tom. Woo.
Just for that, we thank you.
Lion sacks a turd, every one of them. All right, it is time to go to break because then we got to come on and talk about. I have no idea if the Twins won or not, so we're going to find out from Judd Zulgad in a couple seconds. South Dakota, one of the most business-friendly states in the country, and there's no better place to settle down and take advantage of those incentives than in Sioux Falls, as the state's largest city with a metro population over 290,000. Sioux Falls has low business costs with a high quality of life. There's no state, corporate, or personal income tax, no inheritance tax, and no limits to what your business can achieve, which is great news. Sioux Falls, South Dakota was recently ranked the #1 best small business city for business, obviously, and careers too. That's the important part. Well, one of the important parts by Forbes voted them that way, best small city for business and careers. #2 best state for business tax climate by the Tax Foundation, and the #5 top state for e-commerce by Nexus. As one of Minnesota's, matter of fact, the entire Midwest, because we're talking from Minnesota, that's why I said it that way. But as one of the Midwest's fastest growing cities, Sioux Falls has a robust growing job market. No matter where you're at in your career, we have an opportunity waiting for you. Our city's tax-friendly climate and strong workforce don't go unrecognized. Forbes named Sioux Falls one of the top small cities for business and careers each of the last 15 years. In 2020, Sioux Falls also ranked as the #4 best city for young professionals. How does South Dakota stack up against other states? We rank second in the nation for the lowest cost of doing business, the most business-friendly state, and the best business tax climate. And as South Dakota's biggest city, Sioux Falls is at the center of these benefits. Now is the perfect time to make your move to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Visit SiouxFallsDevelopment.com.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
You damn right. Mike Lindell, My Pillow employees, want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM. And you get free shipping on your entire order. Get 50% off the My Pillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets, only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses, mattress toppers, 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything's on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb, dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
I just want, before we begin this report with Judd Zulgad, I want everyone to know that many, many years at the beginning of my life, I invented sports, baseball, football, basketball. I invented all, hockey as well, because I'm from Minnesota. I invented everything, and I am the greatest of all time.
So what ticket are you going to run on then, the sports ticket?
Are you fed up with all of this BS ticket? That's the ticket I'm going to. I didn't watch the RNC, and I'm not watching the DNC, so all I just see are the highlights or the low lights or whatever they are.
Yep.
I don't know how anyone can vote for any of these people. Oh, my God, it's turned into scam heaven.
Here's what I don't get, okay?
Yes, sir.
Why don't, when it comes to something like the RNC, the DNC, why don't we bid those out for like one television network to carry it, like the Super Bowl?
Yep.
You know how much money the party could make?
Oh, God, yes.
If they would just bid it out. And so I've always said this. It's my opinion that there should be one station in town that is the weather station and wins the bidding rights. Mm-hmm. So if there's a tornado or something, you know where to go to. That station, that station is your home for. And I don't know exactly who would get the money in that case, but let's just have one station win the rights, and they can be the break. We're breaking in to tell you that there's a tornado, and if a different station is like, we didn't have those rights, so we just kept showing our show.
I forgot to mention earlier that I won the award for the best tornado presentation of all time.
This sounds like a guy that sounds like a guy that just hates when like a game is on, and then you have the the tick at the bottom, and now it's like I can't see the score. What's the count? I had to look away for a second. How many pitches?
Then they cut in.
Yep, exactly. It's like we're breaking in with a light hailstorm 60 miles away from you, so we're going to have to break coverage. No, show me the game.
Yep. Or at least do picture-in-picture. It's 2024. Like, we can figure that out. And, Judd, I would say the only problem I have with your plan is if you happen to be watching, let's say it's Sunday morning, and you're watching the Vikings game on Fox, and there's a tornado that rolls through, but CBS has the broadcast rights, and now your home is destroyed, and you're flying through the air.
No, if you see the bad sky, you know where to go.
See?
Turn the channel to CBS, unless you don't give a damn about the tornado. And you're like, I gotta see this injury report from my fantasy league team. I don't care if I die. I'm just saying, okay, just some new ideas here.
Let me ask you guys one more question, because I come from a different position on all this stuff, because I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm kind of stuck in the middle. I didn't watch the RNC, I'm not watching the DNC, but I use an example from my own life. Dave Hamilton was the guy that hired me over at the Q, and several years later, Howard Stern moved into the market. He had never lost in any market. We were the highest rated show in the market, so he went after us big time. And I'm sitting with Hamilton, and we're not talking about any of this stuff. He said, good, I just want to stay this way. Do not even mention his name. Don't mention his show. There is no reason to give him any publicity whatsoever. Just pretend it doesn't even exist. Mm-hmm. When is somebody going to do that, either with the Republican or the Democratic Party or both? Just ignore them completely. Talk about how good you are, not how bad they are. Right?
Didn't the Democrats try that a little bit more at one point and it didn't work? Because yes, and the KQ strategy with Howard Stern is one of the most genius.
Yeah, it was
like that's damn near a college class on how to counter a punch.
That was all Dave Hamilton too. He said, don't even acknowledge the guy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, one of the smartest things too. Yeah, it worked perfectly. He lost the market. Stern lost.
Yep.
Tom, you know what's really weird about this whole thing too, though? So I don't know what your thoughts were back when Jesse Ventura was elected governor, but I remember thinking he's got no chance to win.
Right.
You know, his tactics aren't going to work. How much did he lay the groundwork for what we see now nationally? And it literally, if you think about it, guys, it's literally a wrestling mentality now.
It is. It's all-star wrestling. There's no question about it. I'll put him in a headlock and you gouge his eyes out. It's like, okay. Good.
And Jesse was hyper aggressive. And and I thought, you know, in Minnesota, one, that's not going to work. But two, that this is just ridiculous. He's bringing wrestling to politics. And now you see it nationally, you know, with these conventions. And I mean, Trump in a huge way. Like Trump takes a huge page from wrestling.
No doubt. No.
And it's like Jesse should, speaking of taking credit, Jesse should come back and say, I told all of you this would work.
Well, people forget that Trump's a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Never forget the hair match with Vince McMahon.
Oh, God.
They each had two guys wrestle for the right to shave each other's head in the ring in front of a crowd.
Phenomenal.
Just
I know.
Yeah, I was close to all that stuff, and I've known Jesse hasn't talked to me now in about 20 years probably, because once again, Dave Hamilton stepped up and said, because Jesse wanted me to host his, you know, big party for winning the gubernatorial race, and Hamilton said, absolutely not. You cannot lean too far over to one side like that. I said, well, but he's an old friend. I've known him forever. Doesn't matter. People are going to think you're just kissing his ass. And, you know, it turns out he was right. But Jesse has not talked to me ever since that.
It's not your fault.
It was not my fault, but he doesn't see it that way. You should have been a man and stepped up. It's like, oh, settle down, Jesse.
That's pretty good.
Honest to God. But, you know, his wife and my wife were really good friends. Well, he was a neighbor of mine back then.
Oh, okay.
We both lived on 101 there.
Okay.
Which became a game, I guess, 144 up where I live, but it's the same road, actually. But yeah, we lived within 5 minutes of each other. And matter of fact, their daughter babysat my kids when they were little kids. That's how close we were as friends. Haven't talked to him in years now, just because of that.
Wow.
That's how people are. Human beings are deeply flawed. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, he's boycotting the state fair. That's what he's in the news for today.
Why is he boycotting?
He's boycotting the state fair over the Minnesota's marijuana policy.
What has that got to do with the state fair?
I think he wants to be allowed to smoke weed at the state fair.
Yeah, but smoking anything is not a good idea. You can't put smoke in the air for little children.
Right. He says, why is the state fair banning cannabis? And so he's not going. You can drink, but you can't smoke, which I think that's completely reasonable to not be allowed to smoke cigarettes or anything like that.
But I have a question for you.
State fair.
So take a 10 milligram tablet and go to the state fair. Who cares?
It's a weird excuse to not go get a
That's what I
product.
was just going to say. He doesn't want to go to the state fair, but he's capitalizing on it to get publicity for not going to the state fair instead of just telling his family, I hate the state fair, I'm not going.
Yep.
I don't want to go to state fair, but I got to go on Saturday. Are you going to be at the state fair on Saturday?
Yeah, we're going to do a Purple Daily show. I think it's going to start at 10 a.m. on Saturday.
What time's it over?
11, I think. Because
Stick around. I'm going to be there at noon. You can come and say hello to me.
I got to go home and watch the Vikings.
Yeah, see, here we go.
I got to go home and watch the Vikings. Plus, I was going to get high as a kite there after I was done, and they won't allow me to smoke. So, Tom, I'm not going to stay. It's a protest.
Okay, Dan and I were talking about this because I don't want to go to the state fair. I went to the state fair, I think, once or twice when I was at KQ in the 37 years I was there.
Sure.
But do you know what it's going to look like? I'm going to be sitting up on stage at noon at the state fair right when the Vikings are kicking off. Boy, what am I going to have? 3-4 people in the crowd?
Well, you might have 2.
The kickoff is at noon on Saturday, right?
Yeah, I think it is at noon.
Why would I want to appear at the state fair at noon on Saturday when no one's going to be there?
We used to, so Phil and I, when I started at the station 2011-ish to about, I don't know when, shortly probably before the pandemic, we did every show from the state fair for that 2-week period, 2+ week period.
How did you do it?
Including closing it down on Labor Day.
Oh my God, that must have been a thrill.
Well, you know the incredible thing about the state fair today, it starts, right? And the grass has been spruced up, so it's sort of green and there's sort of a freshness in the air. By next Thursday, the grass will be trampled, the smell will be pungent. It's sort of, I don't know how to describe it, but it goes from this sort of optimistic, hey, look at how gorgeous it is at the state fair, to just crushed corn dogs all over the place.
By the way, look at the screen right now because there's one guy of the 3 of us you're looking at who's not going to be there on Saturday.
Wait, is this thing at 1 or is it at noon?
It's at noon.
I thought it was at 1.
I thought it was 1 as well.
They told me that we're on from noon to 1.
Because if it's noon to 1 , then I can be there.
I thought it was 1 to 2.
But if it's 1 to 2,
Okay, you better.
then I
was told noon. Because I think 1 o'clock, I think.
Why don't you guys text your boss and find out which one it is?
Well-oiled machine here.
You'll probably get a response.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Why are you doing this? It has nothing. I would love to meet new listeners. That'd be great. We were there last year. Don Shelby came out there with me and we hung out. And there were a bunch of really good people. Well, Devin, you were there.
Mm-hmm.
People lined up to say hello to us. I mean, shake our hands and take pictures.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely wonderful. There's a Viking game. It ain't going to happen this year. I'm going to be going, hey, hello. It's all echoing like a
Today. I consider myself.
Exactly. So what I think I'm going to do is, since I have to go at noon, now, AJ, you're going to be there. So now you said you're going to be there too if it's at noon.
Yeah, if it's at noon, then I can make it. But if it's at 2, it's too tight to get to my wedding that I have to be at.
Oh, my wedding that I have to be at, not your wedding.
No, not
wedding.
hell no, not my wedding.
Oh, I'm going to tell your girlfriend you said that.
She's not. It would be a surprise to her if there was a wedding plan.
No, I thought you said she's not going to be awake for another 4 hours. So.
Oh yeah, she's at school right now.
So yeah, I mean that's the deal there. Now I will tell you this: back in the old days, when that we were just talking about that being the highest rated show in America, I had to be taken into and out of the state fair in a squad car. The show was that big. I mean,
so you did do the show from there?
A couple of times, yeah.
Okay.
Because the people were very.
So you were like the Beatles?
You think you've lost your love? Yes, I started.
Just worse
singing.
hair, I'm sure.
What do you mean you're sure I had worse hair? What the hell's that mean?
What weren't the Beatles? I don't know the Beatles. Weren't they known for having good hair? Like that was like their thing. They were the mop guys, right?
Felt like an unnecessary shot.
I know. Do you believe this?
My God.
This is what. Why did I ever come to work here? I was offered a job over at K-Dog or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if somebody's known
Is there
for
a
good
K
hair,
dog?
There should be.
Don't start trying to take the knife out. It's already in there.
maybe
Age,
not,
I can't help you. Sorry. I tried.
maybe not
I was
Ringo.
going to try, but I'm not even going to try.
Maybe. Oh, he gives me Ringo. Gee, thanks.
Wasn't that I don't know. Isn't that who they
Tom
usually-
had some good hair. That's all I'm going to say. I remember those days.
I'm going to shut my mic off.
I'm just, it's stab right in the back, and that's all I got to say. So, Judd,
Yeah.
so you're going to be at the fair on Saturday?
Yeah, we're going to do a Purple Daily show there. I think it starts at 10. I think it's 10. Yeah.
Is there
It's in the
anybody
10 o'clock
call
hour.
anybody and find out? I think it's at noon because I've been telling everybody.
Hold on. You know what? I'm going to see if I got a complete schedule here.
Oh, do you? You maybe you do.
I might have an email that had the complete state fair schedule for all of our shows because it's they're not going to be thrilled when they find out none of us can remember the exact time that we.
But other than that,
After they sent out a note,
I never got the note. I don't get
think they sent
anything
out a
from this
note.
company.
I think they sent out a note.
Well, I
Nice.
hope so. Yeah, maybe they didn't send out a note.
State
And
fair.
if it is at noon,
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Here it is. I got it. This just in.
This is the
Breaking news.
9 to 10 a.m. is Alive and Kicking, whatever that is.
Oh, that's great. That's the elderly group that sings and dances.
oh, we had to
them.
follow them last year.
That was there last year. That's
Well,
right.
you're not going to get them as
incredible.
the lead in this year because we are 10:15 to 11:15 Purple Daily, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Stacy and Hutch, Tom Barnard Podcast 1 to 2.
He told me yesterday it was at noon.
You'll be followed according to the schedule I would consult with my boss because this might be old now. 2:30 to 3 Crisco, Dez, and Wes, and then 4 to 5 Dez and Taylor.
Okay, a question for you. So I'm on when?
According to this, you're on 1 to 2. So Stacy and Hutch get done at 12:30. There's a break, and then you are on 1 to 2 according to this. Let's see. This was sent out by our friend Ross Brendel on the 14th of this month.
Oh, Ross is a disaster. Let's be honest.
Ross
you
has
know.
no clue what's going on.
So
So
when do they? So that we're on from 1 to 2.
1 to 2.
I'll tell you what. I'll get a confirmation. I'll barge into somebody's office. I don't know whose, but I'm gonna just look for the first open door when I get there today,
Barging.
and I'll kick it in. Hey, what time? What time are we at on Saturday?
That'll go well for you, Age.
Yeah, that's.
You'll immediately
So
be
1
fired.
to 2,
I'll
and then
barge in with my bad shoulder.
then nobody's on from 2 to 2:30. Is that correct?
2:30 to 3. So there's another half hour break after you.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what I'm saying. It's like, why am
2:30.
I doing this?
2:30. So who's with you?
Wait a minute. So far, it's AJ and me. That's it. Oh, don't show so much joy on your
Yeah,
face when I announce something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
Boy,
I
that'll be great. What?
don't even try.
It'll be fantastic. What do you mean? You guys are going to be great.
Even Craig Gass, who's going to come in and do this show again tomorrow, said,
Yep.
"Oh, I'd love to, but I got stuff to do on Saturday." So it's like, geez,
I got a lot of laundry. I'm out of clothes.
Yeah,
Can't make it. Sorry.
Well, and you're not going to be there anymore, so you can't even pop in for a couple of minutes because you're going to be long gone.
If you were on after me,
Don't
I'd stick
try to
around
if
for
you
you.
want to have to be
I'd
bullshit.
stick around for you.
We already had that.
But I got the Vikings game. You know what I'm tired
We're
of?
right in the middle of the Vikings game. For Christ's sake, why me?
I'm tired of my younger colleagues. In the case of our show, Declan. In the case of this show, Tevin. I'm sick of the wedding excuse. You got to
Ooh.
draw a line on. You got to draw a line. You got to draw a line. Like Declan's going to weddings constantly. It's like, you know what? Pick two.
I just want to get this down on the record. I too have a wedding to attend at 4:00.
Mhm.
Guess who's gonna make it work?
Okay, here we
The
go.
guy with one
there you
arm.
go.
Oh wow! Oh, controversy on the show.
See,
Guys,
now we're talking.
I don't know.
Tevin,
where
you're looking bad right now, buddy.
I don't know where Faribault, Minnesota is.
It's pretty far.
Yeah, but I got to be there at like.
Oh
I got to be there.
no, you got something to do. No. Just say, you know what? Use the appearance at the fair as an excuse for skipping the wedding.
I would love to, but I'm being paid to attend this wedding, Judd.
Oh,
I'm
you're
ruining
working.
somebody's special day, so I have to
Okay.
work the wedding. That was booked many months ago. So I would. That's my.
All right.
I was
thought
going
this
to
was
try to
fun.
make it work. I was like, can I sprint out of the
Yeah.
fair in like 10 minutes and then drive up to Faribault? Probably not.
It's down to Faribault, first of all.
Oh, that's good to know, so I don't get lost. So down to Faribault.
Right down 35W. That'll be good.
Just go straight.
And you drive right past, what is it, Jesse James? Is that who was down there that robbed the place down in, where's the college again, St. Olaf's? What city's that in?
Oh,
Jesse James days.
That's Northfield, right?
Yeah, Northfield.
Yeah. Well, that's close compared to Faribault.
Oh, Faribault's about a block away.
Faribault's a hike. I have been to, because my wife is from Iowa, I have made that drive. I can't tell you how many times.
Where's she from in Iowa?
A small town called Alburnett, which is basically now a suburb of Cedar Rapids.
Oh, it is. Okay. I still pissed off at Iowa for closing Fatino's. It was one of my favorite Italian restaurants right there in Des Moines, Iowa, baby.
Oh,
phenomenal.
Oh, good city though.
It was. Oh yeah, I like Des Moines.
Des Moines fine.
All right. Well, here's 1 o'clock at the State Fair. We're all watching the Viking game. Look who's up there. AJ and Tommy B all by themselves. I want to thank Hubbard for, setting up this schedule. This is terrific. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Here's how it's going to sound. Hi. Welcome to the show. It's going to be nothing but, there might be 4 people there.
Those 4 people are going to get one hell of a show.
I love it.
There you go. Exactly. All right. We got to get going. I'd love to just keep talking to you about this for another hour, but I can't.
You make sure that you let everyone know how thrilled you are to be making an appearance on Saturday.
I love the State Fair. I just don't like appearing at the State Fair.
Do you really love the State Fair?
No.
I don't mind.
I like it.
I like it. I don't love it. I
like appearing there because it's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it's one day. I wouldn't go if you paid me.
Really?
To walk around? No. I have no interest.
All right. See, you and I got a lot in common. Let me just say that. Let's get
too many people. They got those damn scooters now that can run you down.
Those are the worst.
There's a lot. It's dangerous out there. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, I'll close with this. Those scooters. I love it when you got like an 18-year-old kid riding on one. You can tell he gets off to go buy a pack of cigarettes and then gets back on it. It's like, you're full of shit. You don't even need that thing, you lying sack.
Yep.
Did the Twins win yesterday?
11-4. And Cleveland lost, which is good, but Kansas City beat the Angels. So long story short, the Twins and Kansas City are tied 2.5 games back now.
You know, it's going to be great. Chris Eggert's going to have about 30 seconds to do the news. Right after
God, I'm sorry. I'll jump off.
It's my fault. All right, Pally, we will talk to you next week.
Next Tuesday. Talk to you later.
Next Tuesday. Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, beer, food, Vikings, and real-life jousting, the only place you can find all these things together is the 2024 Minnesota Renaissance Festival, happening weekends now through September 29th, plus Labor Day and September 27th. Located at the Renaissance Festival grounds in Shakopee, it's fun for the entire family as you venture around the grounds, finding amazing food and drinks, tons of different street acts, live music, and full armored jousting. There's always something exciting going on. You like to live on the edge? Try your hand at axe throwing, shooting a crossbow, climbing a rock wall, or test your wits in an escape room. It's also perfect for kids of all ages, featuring a petting zoo, various rides and games, along with arts and crafts events. Plus, with over 250 artisans and shops around the festival, you may just find something that scratches your medieval itch. Visit RenaissanceFest.com now for discount tickets, parking passes, and all other information. The 2024 Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Visit RenaissanceFest.com today.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Austin Bartz of Bartz Lawn and Landscape and Bartz Snow Sculptures.
I started banking with North American, I think, 3.5 years ago. All the people know me by name. I know them by name. It's fun to come into the bank and actually talk to somebody you know. So I made the switch and I'm very happy. It's the best bank I've ever been at.
So why not bank where I bank? With my friends at North American Banking Company. To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Wait a minute.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, one-armed wonder's at it again.
Well, we may have a problem at the State Fair, ladies and gentlemen.
Why?
The Hubbard shuttle was late. Chris Heggert is not. He just texted as the intro. He's unable to join us this morning because of how late things are running. He's got to get set up for his TV gig.
He would have only had 3 minutes anyway, so that's all right. Seriously, I don't think I'm going to do the fair. This is just not worth it, is it? There's not going to be anybody there during the Viking game.
No, there's going to be people there. It's the fair.
Yeah, I think there'll be people there because it's preseason. JJ McCarthy's out. So, and it's a road game. So there should be some people there, but I think
it's the most throwaway of the games for sure.
Why me?
Because you're you. You have that interplanetary award.
Because I was going to say, if there's one person that can come over overcome the Vikings preseason game, it's the interplanetary Hall of Fame radio host Tom Barnard.
So. That's why you're not going to be there. Is that it's so important you're not going to be there?
I want to let you shine.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, okay. I absolutely I understand that. Well, I do still have to read this. No show, Chris Eggert, Channel 5's Chris Eggert, no show again, is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. We've only got a couple of minutes, so why don't we all decide, the three of us together, when my last day of doing radio or podcasting is going to be, because it's within view, let me put it that way.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I am necessarily qualified to make that heavy of a decision. So,
okay.
So Tevin, your thoughts?
I don't know when the last day should be, but will the last day, like, how do you want to approach your last day? Is this like we're throwing a parade down Hennepin, or like, are we burning down this building, making sure nobody's in it, of course?
This is a good point, because last night we saw, in my opinion, future Hall of Famer Joey Votto hang it up from MLB. He's done. He retired. He just announced the Instagram thing. But other people, Mariano Rivera, he had the whole farewell tour. Same with Jeter, where they go stadium to stadium. Do you want to go out with a, just kind of on your own accord? Just one day, it's like you're hanging them up for good, or do you want the full farewell tour?
I don't know about any tours. It'd be more fun to kind of like, if I did it right now, I could go, it's 8:43 in the morning. Goodbye.
I would say farewell tour. Then you go on everybody else's show, whether they're in Seattle and all your friends, and they all give you like a golden microphone, and somebody gives you a rocking chair, and you do the whole bit.
You have to think about all the free stuff you could potentially get.
Free stuff like what?
The golden microphone.
Or the golden microphone, yeah.
The platinum headphones.
I already got all those. Who cares about that?
Okay, well, Tevin and I don't.
I can just hand them off to you. Is that what you're saying?
Me and AJ are going on a farewell tour.
Honest to God. And then they tell me the wrong time.
I'll actually get that ironed out, though. I have no idea I'm very confused as to what time.
Because I mean, at noon, at least you could go home and catch the second half. 1 o'clock, you can't watch the beginning or the end of the game. And it's the last preseason game of the year, right?
Yes.
Should I probably not know how that went? That'd be a good idea. And again,
hey, Tom, I'm out here in the audience by myself. I don't know what to tell you, but I thought some other people would be here.
Jesus Christ.
It's just you on stage and AJ in the crowd asking questions.
I'm running back and forth. Hey, guys. First time, long time.
Whatever. God hates me. That's all I have to say. I've just come to that decision.
You want to know the treat, though, that's going to spin this day around for the better.
I'm ready.
I just had Jim Cunningham walk through the door.
He just walked in. I haven't
Just
seen
walked
Jim in a
in.
while now. It's been years.
What was he wearing the last time you saw him?
He was naked.
He was okay. Well,
Yeah.
this is an improvement then, but also not.
Well, how do you know it's an improvement?
Oh, you're so rude to Jim.
That's
No,
really
but
mean.
I'm saying like I frankly I was expecting like a t-shirt, shorts, or
Yeah.
pants or whatever.
Right.
This
right.
is different. This is a little off the wall, and I can't wait for you guys to see him.
All right. So should he wait to walk in while we're back on the air?
No, I'll bring him in during the break.
Well, but what if we're
All right, Jim.
Yeah, let's do an authentic reaction.
Yeah,
okay. So bring him in
Jim.
when we come back from the break.
when we come back from the break, before we go, he's already up. He's already walking in. Can we have you?
Oh,
unveil-
he could walk in now.
Yeah,
That'd be a good
let's have
idea.
you walk in
Oh,
now and
geez, I saw
unveil.
some feathers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my geez.
Is that
unbelievable?
Is that thing alive?
No, look, that's exactly what he was wearing the last time I saw him.
Just no
exact
skills.
same outfit.
I don't change. That's the beauty of me.
Hold on, Jesus.
All right, AJ, let's go to break and we'll get Jim back.
All right, we'll be back after this one.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Wait, I just looked at the screen. That's a wonderful picture of you right there.
Thank you very much.
Magnificent.
Thrilled to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. I was trying to tell people how many years. I've known you for like 40 years. Something like that.
It's something like that.
Oh my, isn't that amazing? Jim, many people know this. Some people might not know. Jim was one of the big voiceover guys in the entire country back then. And voiceover is nowhere near what it used to be.
It really isn't.
It really is sad, but
you would know because if you think I was working, you were working.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But seriously, over the time, you worked the Twins games, you did tons of voiceover, you designed hats.
Yes.
That's a hell of a hat. Where'd you get that hat?
Thank you. Somebody gave it to me.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I don't know. I got a free bowl of soup with this hat. Somebody brought this to me, and it's been mine ever since. It is a great way to protect myself from the sun at the Renaissance Festival. Not that I have to, because my show's inside.
Your show's inside. So you have to. We're coming out. The whole family's coming out. As a matter of fact, they got a deal which I really like. You can park at Canterbury Park, and then they bus you over right to the front door.
Right to the gate. It's really convenient, and
because a lot of people go, I don't want to sit in that line, and blah, blah. So that was very smart.
Yeah, it is. And there are virtually no lines anymore.
Really?
As of last year, they hired a professional parking company. And it has changed, as Mark Sieve, who I'm sure you know, plays Puke, said it's almost a Disney-esque experience now in terms of parking. It really, all of that sort of angst is gone, but the park and ride is great. And I think you pay $5 to take the park and ride, but they give you a coupon that you can use for $5 off on your admission. And you're dropped off literally right at the front gate. So there's no hassles, there's no parking, there's no walking, you're just right there.
Yeah, it's
great
because we have 3 grandchildren from 8, 6, and 2, almost 3, and hauling around a not quite yet 3-year-old in a line like that. Can you imagine a kid sitting in the car waiting for a long line of cars to pull in? It's like,
no, that's not for you. And it really isn't as of last year. It's nobody's problem anymore. You buy a parking pass for $15 and bang, and you're parked. It's not like it used to be.
The chow we had there, because I went over there, Crisco and Des were over there, and we were schmoozing, having a great. As a matter of fact, Des didn't know that I was there, and so I had a turkey leg, and I snuck up behind her and put it right in her face. I thought she was gonna have a heart attack, for God, because those things are about the size, honest to God, of a small baby.
Yeah, they really are. You can nosh all day on a turkey leg at the festival if you want.
And you guys do an amazing job, because I schmoozed a lot with King Henry.
Yeah, he's terrific.
There's no breaking character, man. It's just, this is King Henry, and that's the way it was. A lot of fun going out there. It was.
I have elected over the course, believe it or not, of my 41 years at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival of not having a character. I just I found that I play me better than most, so I stick to that.
Well, that's a good thing. You've had a nice career playing Jim Cunningham.
There's it's been a good role for me, and I'm grateful for the opportunities I've had.
Do you run into we're talking, now, ladies and gentlemen, going back maybe more than 40 years at this point.
Yeah,
it probably is. But Minneapolis, St. Paul was the number 4 market for voiceover in the country, New York being 1, LA 2, Chicago 3, and then Minneapolis. The voice talent in this town,
unbelievable,
always been amazing.
Yeah.
Why is that? Do you have any idea? Is it theater, or what is it?
Yeah, I certainly would think theater would be part of the answer to that question. The other thing is, I think that we have sort of a general, no accent, down the middle of the road or fairway, if you will, kind of way of doing things. And I think that didn't hurt us in Minneapolis either. But I would say the number of actors here didn't hurt either.
No, there's a lot of great actors.
Yeah, absolutely.
No question about it. I have not seen some of these people. Some of them are no longer with us, unfortunately. The people in, Alan Hamilton, he's
I just saw him.
You did? Good, because I always loved that guy.
Yeah, he's got the greatest voice in the world. You want an Alan Hamilton story?
I'd love it. Can I say one thing before you tell the story? His real name is not Alan Hamilton. He had to change his name because his real name is Alan Bates, and there's a very famous actor named Alan Bates.
Yeah,
so he couldn't use his own name.
Couldn't use his own name, which happens when you join the union. That's the way it goes. So. I produced a version of The Tempest, Shakespeare's The Tempest. And I talked Alan into playing Prospero, the lead. Mm-hmm. And on closing night, we were in Duluth doing the show at a Shakespeare festival there in Leif Erikson Park. And we had a tent where we would gather before the show. And Alan was in the tent, and he was telling everybody, this is it. I'm retiring from theater.
Really?
I'm not going to trod the boards ever again after tonight. Shakespeare played Prospero. He retired after playing Prospero. It's the perfect role. I'm hanging it up. I may direct. I'd like to direct. I wouldn't mind being a dramaturg. But in terms of acting, this is it. I'm done as of tonight. And I turned to him and said, that's a shame, Alan. I was just going to offer you the role of Scrooge in our production of A Christmas Carol. He turned to me and said, I'll do it.
One more. Just one more. That's all there is. Yeah, that's how. God, I loved working with Alan.
Yeah, he's a genius. And he's just published a list of his, or a book of his poetry.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, you should have him on.
We should definitely have him
on. And when you get him on, get him to do, he does a great Peter Marshall, Paul Lynde exchange. and it can go on for an hour. He's got so many Paul Lynde responses to Peter Marshall, Hollywood Squares. It's hysterical. And the more he does, the funnier it gets. So,
but that was this market. And I really wish that had lasted a lot longer. Well, it did last for decades. There's no question about that. A great market because of places like the Guthrie bringing people in. But Alan, and just in case you don't know who we're talking about, if you've ever seen what the hell's the karate guy's name again?
Mr. Miyagi?
No, he's a white guy. What the hell?
Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
He's in every Chuck Norris movie, isn't he?
Yeah, well, and he was the voice of Sunday morning. I mean, Scheherazade and all of those commercials that the man did. He's got one of the greatest voices. He's also a brilliant actor and a heck of a nice guy.
Let me tell you about the nice guy part. Many, many years ago, I got a call from Alan Hamilton. He said, it's Tom. Oh, hi, Alan. How'd you know it was me? Well, I wonder. I wonder how I knew it was you, Alan. The kind of guy he is, a very successful guy, great voiceover, acting, all of it. Very successful guy. He calls me. He was reading an article in I guess it was a local newspaper. I don't know. Somehow, maybe he was watching television. Found out that somebody, some filthy turd, stole a disabled person's van.
I remember this.
Oh, you do remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he reached out to everybody, but
no, he didn't reach out to me. But I remember that van being stolen.
Oh, you do remember?
Yeah.
I mean, those things are, at least then, and probably more now, but they were expensive as hell.
Yeah.
And some guy decides to steal a disabled van from a disabled person who was like in a store somewhere or something. So he steals the damn thing. So Alan makes some calls and gets some people together and said, let's buy them a new van. I said, okay, sounds great. He was the kind of guy, he always reached out to help people, always.
Yeah.
And I assume he's still like that.
He's a sweetheart. Yeah, there's just no two ways about it. And his book of poetry is very good. I got it in the car. I wish I'd have brought it up here. I just was reading it. I should have brought it with me. Dang it. Oh, well.
Is one of the rhymes in there? And Tommy too, F you. Is that one of his poems?
I haven't gotten to that one yet. But it may be there. I don't know.
I do want people to realize, honest to God, this market, Minneapolis, St. Paul, was just at the top of voiceover. All of it, I suppose, because it's such a great corporate town too. So many big businesses.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. A lot of Fortune 500 here, and that didn't hurt us either.
No, that didn't hurt at all. But Bob Schultz, all those people like that. I'm assuming it used to be. What is it? Was it on the 28th floor of the Fauché? What, 22nd? Something like that?
Yeah, no, way up there.
It was way up
there.
Top.
Yeah, that was always a joy to go to the top of the Fauché Tower and do some recording. Or Babylon was a great studio. Andre, there's so many of them. Mike Stelkar at VoiceWorks and Audio Ruckus.
What was his name on KQ? He didn't use his real name.
Who? I have no idea.
You don't? Do you know?
I don't think I remember his KQ name.
Oh yeah, he was on KQRS, but he didn't use Stelkar.
Oh.
And he used to tell me stories about, he's from way the hell up north. And I said, what did you do up there? There's nothing to do. He goes, what are you talking about? There's a lot of stuff to do. I said, well, as a kid, what did you do? I went to the dump and shot rats with my 22. I'm like, oh, okay, Mike.
Plenty of stuff to get into up there. Yeah.
God, now I can't remember what his name was at KQ.
That's all right. We'll find
Mike Reynolds, Mike something. We'll find it. We'll track it down.
Somebody will track it down.
And getting back to the Renaissance Festival, I was out there for the, I don't even know what you call that event when you go out there before it opens.
Oh, the press party. Yeah.
I guess
it was a press party.
That makes sense. It was really a lot of fun. Ran into, as I said, Des was out there. Crisco was out there. Just had a great time. Ran into a bunch of really, really nice people. How did they get that thing built? Those are real buildings.
Yeah. None of it,
man,
none of it's going to move. It's there forever. It evolved over the course of 53 years. It started in Jonathan. I was there in 74 as a kid. My parents, this is how the world has changed. My parents had to go to a wedding in Chaska. And my dad said, hey, there's this thing called, I guess, a Renaissance Festival or something. How about we just drop you off and you spend 2-3 hours walking around the Renaissance Festival, and then we'll pick you up. I'll give you $10 you can spend. And think of that. Now in 74, I would have been, 12, 13. The idea of dropping off a 10 or 12-year-old kid at something you barely know and let him walk around, those days are done.
Yeah.
So it started small and then just sort of over time has evolved into what you see now. And it's incredible. You can't do it in a day.
Oh God, that house, that one house right in the middle of the whole deal has got to be 10,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And it's a real house.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez.
Yeah.
That thing couldn't have been cheap. You sitting there looking at me, all the stuff keeps popping in my head. We were talking about Bob Schultz is one of the great engineers in town. And then on the other side of town, Jerry Stenstival, I still hear from him.
I hear from Jerry every once in a while,
Once in a while. My favorite story, though, about Cookhouse.
Yeah.
Which used to be on, that's where I cut the Muhammad Ali song.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, that was down at
Lumber Exchange Building.
Oh my! Well, that one was when it was down on Creation Audio, which was down on 26th and Nicollet, something like that.
Yeah,
it was right by the Black Forest Inn.
Right
there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite stories, and I hope he's listening because he's a wonderful guy. Doug Dixon.
Doug,
just a great engineer.
God bless him.
He changed his name because when he was born, his name was Doug Dick, right? His name was Doug Dick. So, and here's why. Do you ever know why he changed his name?
No.
Oh God, it's one of my favorite days of being, because I was there every day doing voiceover. He comes in and he goes, Tom, I'm changing my name. I said, really? What's your dad think of that? He goes, I don't care what he thinks. I think he's okay with it, but I don't care. They printed out his business cards, the Creation Audio, and then the Cookhouse, and then I don't know, there's a bunch of different names, but he said, when I show you this, you're going to see why I'm changing my name to Dixon. I said, okay, well, Doug Dixon's a good name anyway. He goes, yeah, but I had to change it. His brand new business cards, and there were like 1,000 of them.
Ouch.
You turn it around and look at it, it says Creation Audio, engineer, Dog Dick.
Oh, they left out the U.
That's not what you like.
They left out the U and Doug. I will never forget that. As long as God, you're bringing back some great memories.
Yeah, those were good days, and he's such a good guy. I reached out to him just not that long ago. I reached out to him and said, "Hey, can you help me? I'm trying to figure out. My daughter needs this or that, and can you? Oh yeah, I can help you. I know just where you should go." So he's always a great guy, and there's so many of those people that you just don't see anymore because everything is done, in your closet. Essentially,
nobody leaves their house to do voiceover anymore.
Which is just, I hate it.
I agree.
And the other part, as long as we're talking about this, I do a lot of on camera stuff.
Oh yeah,
and
well, you worked with the twins for how many years?
Yeah, right. And
you
so
see you on TV every damn night.
It was great. It was. I was there for 24 years. Still followed the team rabidly. Left after the 2019 season. They won last night, by the way.
Hey, thank God.
But for on-camera auditions, we have to shoot ourselves with our iPhone, and then and so you don't get a chance to interact with somebody who's can give you some feedback. Hey, could you try it like this? Do you have more in you? Yes, I can. I can do it whatever way you want. I took a shot. Like when I've been fortunate enough to audition for some movies, and they'll send you the script and then a list of things that say, here's how we want you to audition. Find a couple other actors, get somebody to shoot it. So now I'm talking about, getting 2 other actors to come to my house, somebody to, shoot it with my iPhone. It's crazy from my perspective, crazy bad, because you just can't show your best in that situation. I don't think, or I can't show my best. I'll own it. But I miss those days of going to a casting director's office and doing a live audition where people can see you and ask you, can you do this? Yeah, I can try it that way. You don't get that anymore. And I miss it.
One of the great memories, and it turned into a great memory. I didn't know it was going to, but I was down working with Doug. See, I didn't call him Dog. I called him Doug.
There you go.
I'm working with him down there, and there's this beautiful young woman in there, and she's laying down some voiceover. Not the best I'd ever heard, but she was like stunningly beautiful. This is at 26th and Nicollet. And I would guess few months later, all of a sudden she's on national TV. It was Paula Abdul.
Oh my goodness.
That was unbelievable. I'm like, Jesus, that's that woman I ran into at Creation Audio.
That happened fast.
I was like, holy God. I think she was, And then she had a song. I think she was cutting a song in there. Does anybody remember her first big hit?
I can picture the music video. She's like dancing next to a cartoon, like rabbit or something like that.
I cannot remember what the hell it is.
I'll look up the title.
It's things like that don't happen anymore because you don't go to the studios any longer.
That's right.
And that's a part of it that's too bad that this generation has missed out on, because our generation, again, Minneapolis, St. Paul being in the top 4 actually of voiceover places in the nation. Well, I told a story another time. I was going to work with Sally Kellerman. I just told this story, matter of fact, about a week ago. Sally Kellerman's coming in. She's going to cut a commercial. This is up with Bob Schultz.
Nice.
She comes in and she's all frustrated. She throws down her purse. She's late, about a half an hour. And so Bob says, "Oh, you okay?" She goes, "Oh, no, we had it was not a bad car accident, but there was, I was in a car accident, and I'm very, very frustrated. I had to be interviewed by the police, and I had to do this, and I had to do all this stuff." And I said, "Well, did they know who you were?" And she said, "Of course they did." Those moments are gone forever, and
Amen.
That's too bad.
It really is.
God, that was wonderful.
It was a glorious time.
It
and,
was.
I miss it. I miss getting out. I miss doing stuff. I'm lucky enough to stay busy with other projects. So live theater, and I do a lot of corporate MC work.
Oh, I bet.
Which has been terrific. And all of that kind of work, the corporate MC work, which I do largely from January to about June, when corporations are taking their people to warmer climates for a little celebration, an award ceremony or a sales meeting. They take them somewhere warm and entertain them and give them the information. And they bring me along to kind of, jazz things up a little, or tell a joke and then introduce the vice president of sales. And that's been glorious. And all of that, is stuff that I picked up at the Renaissance Festival in terms of hosting. And in fact, when I had started at the Renaissance Festival when I was in college, and then put together a little theater company of my own, and we had a stage show, and we did that for about 5 years. And then I said, okay, that's enough. I'm done out here. And I got a call in the off season from the artistic director saying, I'm interested in having you host the Feast of Fantasy. And I said to the artistic director, "Oh, Gary, it's very kind of you, but I'm not really a host. I'm more of an actor." And Gary said, "No, I don't think you are."
All right, well, thank you.
And it was the best showbiz advice I ever received.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was absolutely right. I can act, but I'm much better playing me. And so that's what I've been doing for these 40 years. And it's been such a treat.
It's so much fun. AJ, we have one more break before the was supposed to come in before the 9 o'clock. You want to do that one, or you want to do the other one?
If you want, we can just I can rearrange it so that we can just have one more break before Kristen, but we can stick with Jim here as long as we need.
Can you stick around?
I'm your guy until you're tired of me.
Here's what I want to do if we can possibly do this. Is there any way that you can just take Jim off the screen at the very beginning?
Yes.
And I'm going to talk to Kristen and just say, hey, this, we're not going to put this part on here, but there's a guy here. And, I got something in mind for Kristen Burt. She lives in Los Angeles. She's our entertainment reporter.
Good.
Stunningly beautiful woman. Don't you think, you guys?
Oh yeah. And I feel like we need a full body shot of Jim because we got to get the rodent that's on his waist.
Yeah. So I don't know if we,
oh, that one. Yeah, there you go. Hey, it's like Josh Arnold's here.
I think we lost the PG rating now. But yeah, if you haven't yet, go to YouTube, search up Tom Barnard Show.
Oh, you got to see it.
Make sure to subscribe while you're there. But also that's the only way to get the full drink of just what Jim looks like this morning.
So we'll go to break at 9:12, something like that.
Yeah, we'll go in a few minutes.
Okay, good. Oh, but so you can stay till the end of the show.
I'll stay as long as you think I'm entertaining. And the minute I stop, kick me out.
I have not seen you in a long, long time, but God, those so many. Well, I think the last time I did see you was at a Twins game.
That's exactly correct. Yeah, that was in my memory.
How did you? That was a great gig you had.
It was extraordinarily fun for 24 years. I had a blast, and like almost everything in my life, it came kind of through the back door in a weird way. And I was doing commercials for the Twins, radio spots,
absolutely,
and on camera spots for them. And I got to be pretty good friends with Wayne Peterson, who was in charge of that kind of stuff for the Twins at that point. And we got to be buddies. We both had children that were born with some medical difficulties, and we became friends over that. And he called me one day and said, hey, here's the deal. We have this new element here at the Metrodome where we're sending somebody into the stands on Friday nights to play trivia up on the Jumbotron with a fan who could win a prize. And Dark Star, remember Dark Star?
Oh, God, yes.
Dark Star was supposed to be our host. CCO was providing the host. And when we actually sold the element, we sold it to Old Chicago Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And Dark said, sorry, no can do. Got to non-compete with Devani's.
Oh, okay.
So we're stuck. We don't have a budget for this because there's no line item on anybody's budget. The CCO was supposed to provide the talent. I know you love baseball. I'll give you tickets to any game except the World Series game that you want. You can bring your family. I just need someone to come in on Friday nights and do this bit. You can come to I'll buy you dinner in the press dining room. You can sit in the press box with me, go do the bit, go home or stay, your choice. And I was doing Tony and Tina's wedding at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And so I asked them, hey, I got this opportunity. If you're cool, I'll do it. And they said, do you think they'd let you wear your tuxedo, your Tony tuxedo? I said, I'll call and ask. And so Wayne said, I don't give a damn what you wear. I just want you here. I said, okay. So on Thursday nights after Tony and Tina's wedding performance wrapped up, I would take my tuxedo with me. On Friday, instead of going to the theater, I'd drive to the ballpark at the Metrodome. I had Rockstar parking. I'd take my tuxedo, hang it in Wayne's office. We'd have dinner. We'd watch a couple innings of ball. I'd go down to his office. I'd put on my tuxedo. I'd meet the camera guy. We'd do the bit. It's over in 90 seconds. I'd change back out, go sit in the press box, watch the rest of the game. At the end of that season, the late, great Bob Casey.
I loved Bob Casey.
Yeah, there's nobody like him.
You guys, Bob Casey was the stadium announcer for the Twins back in those days.
Yeah, yes. The only stadium announcer for the Twins up to that point.
Yep.
I mean, he was the guy. Bob had been diagnosed with cancer, and Wayne took me out to lunch and said, I want to make you a line item in my budget, and I want you to, we want to do more of what you did. But we also want you to be there just in case Bob, needs an inning or two off, or needs a game or two off with what's going on for him. Would you be interested? We'd like you at every game. I said,
Right.
no way. There's no way I could. no way I could commit to that. And he said, well, how many games could you? I said, I don't know. I just don't know. And he said, well, we'll take you for as many games as you can give us. And then we'll work around, we'll find somebody that can fill in when you're not there. So I said, great. And that led to 24 years of fun with the Minnesota Twins and driving Caravan with Harmon Killebrew. And it just, I got a great Harmon Killebrew story if you want it.
Oh, we can do yes. Matter of fact, we can definitely do that. But I got to mention one thing about Bob Casey.
Yeah, the late, great Bob Casey.
The late, great Bob Casey, one of the greatest voices in all of baseball, stadium announcer for the Twins. What was the year the Skyway system was installed?
Yeah.
So you know about this, Rob.
No, I don't know about what year he is doing, but I would see him in the Skyway.
Always in the Skyway.
Yeah, because I was down there either at VoiceWorks or Cookhouse or whatever, walking through the Skyway, and there would be Bob Cunningham. What are you doing?
So it was
62.
62. So this was later on then. So this, I guess, had been around for a while. So this is probably 72, probably 10 years after they installed it. I'm walking through the Skyway system, and you guys have been through the Skyway system, right? Most people in Minneapolis, St. Paul have been in the Skyway system. I'm in the Skyway going from east to west. He is in the Skyway about a half a block away going west to east. And of course, you have that span of the building that's in, you go out the Skyway into the building, then you exit down the other side. It's, I don't even know how far it is. A long way. But as I'm walking, I just entered the Skyway system. I see Bob Casey about a half a city block away encased in another Skyway system. Here comes Bob Casey. First thing I hear is, Barnard! I'm like, oh my God.
That's a pretty good impression.
Oh my God. You could hear him clear as a bell.
Absolutely.
And he's like a city block away from him. Through tunnels, all kinds of. Bob was one of the greats of all time.
I'll tell you, so that first year when I started working for the Twins, Bob really was so kind to me.
Oh, great guy.
He let me eat at his table, which, in those days, it was Bob Casey, God rest his soul, Dick Davis, who was the director of Dome Vision, and Mark Hershkowitz, who was the director of Twins broadcasts, and me. And then Sid would come. Sid would come, so it was a four top, and I'd be sitting there, and Sid would walk up, and I swear to God, I had dinner with Sid 500 times over the course of my time there. I don't think he could have picked me out of a lineup.
Oh, I know.
Really, honestly.
I understand.
Because every time he'd come to the table, he'd go, what's this kid doing here? How did this kid get to this table? This isn't a place for this kid. Move over. And so I'd slide over, and Casey would defend me. But that first season, Bob was the only person to call batters since the team arrived in 61.
Yep.
And in that season, my first season, full season there would have been, 97 would have been my first season there. He was fighting cancer.
Oh, was he?
And so he would take an inning or two off and ask me to call the batters while he used the restroom and came back. And it was nerve-wracking for me. He's the only guy. And so one of the first times I did it, I got the lineup card, I folded it in half, and I'm doing it. I'm calling it to the Chicago White Sox. And somehow we were all connected like we are right now on headset.
Right.
And, Bob was back from the bathroom, and he said into my headset, Cunningham, I'm back. You finish this, and I'll pick it up at the next inning. And so somehow my fingers slid down, and I announced the wrong batter.
Oh, God.
So I was one ahead. Whoops. And I looked down from the press box to see the batter kind of step back out of the box and, go, what the hell? And I, on the headset, went, oh, my God, Bob, I just announced the wrong batter. What do I do? And Bob said to me in the headset, don't do anything. And if anybody says anything to you, tell them they fucking heard you wrong.
We got to go to a break, but into the break, my favorite of all time. I was at Metropolitan Stadium. Bob's calling the game. And for some reason, there were some people that I don't even remember what team it was. I have no idea. Probably Milwaukee. They're in town. And for some reason, the young kids that came along started taking their cups or whatever they're doing and throwing it on the field. They thought it was really funny to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you hear the mic open. So he's got it as loud as he possibly can have it. The mic opens. He goes, "There are some people in the stadium that are throwing things onto the field. Knock it off!" Okay, Bob, we will. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
What great memories.
I love him dearly. I think about him
great.
often.
All of them, Sydney and all the rest. I got just one more quick one. We got to go to break and get to Kristen. But Catherine, my lovely wife, been together for 44 years, been
God
married for
bless
40
you.
years. Sid calls, "Bernard, why don't you come on over? We'll go out to dinner." I said, "Well, I'm with Catherine." "Well, bring her along." So we meet him on the campus, the University of Minnesota. He was talking to one of the coaches, whatever. So he's going to drive. We're going to go to Vecchio's. What a shock.
Okay.
Gee, Sid going to Vecchio's? Whoever heard of it? But we go to the car. The entire back seat is full of paperwork. And I mean full of paperwork, right? Probably every column he's ever written in his life. So I get in the front seat, and there's nowhere for Catherine to sit. She goes, "Oh, just sit on Tom's lap. You'll be fine." So she's sitting on my lap. She's got to duck down because she's a tall woman. And we take off. He goes a half a block, turns the wrong way onto a one-way.
Oh, God.
Intentionally. Didn't even do it by accident. He did it intentionally. And Catherine goes, "Oh, my God, you just turned the wrong way into one way." "There's no wrong way. I'm Sid Hartman." Oh, okay, Sydney.
Absolutely.
Whatever you say, sir. God, I love these stories.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I got a Harmon Killebrew one for you coming up whenever you want it.
Love to hear it. Kristen Burt's going to join us right after this.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard Podcast, and I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking, wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at TomBarnardShow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Kristen Burt now joins us. Kristen Burt, Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Kristen, I haven't popped this up for recording yet because we have well, he's down in the men's room now, but he's kind of shabbily dressed, if you know what I mean. He's properly dressed to be on camera, but I just wanted to kind of warn you about that, if that's cool with you.
Does he have clothes?
Yeah, but it's like I said, he didn't dress very well to come in, and I just wanted to warn you. So, okay, well, AJ, you can just you
He's a little insecure.
Yeah, you can bring up the audio, and I'll introduce you. Could you duck down a little bit, Jim?
What is that?
He opens the flap.
Opens the flap.
What is going on?
The Renaissance Festival starts.
Oh, the Ren Fair.
The Ren Fair is on, and Jim Cunningham, I've known this man for over 40 years. He's appearing. Now, those are his real clothes, by the way. He wears a different outfit at the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
The look on your face. I love the look on your face.
No, we love people exploring fashion. That is a good thing.
Exploring fashion.
Well,
Exploring fashion.
I'm stealing that.
Jim was one of the great voiceover guys in America back. And I've known Jim for over 40 years, and he and I worked together. Just a great voiceover guy back when. Well, you and I just talked about this a couple of days ago that the voiceover careers are just not around anymore. Everybody pays about $100 a holler now. That you can't
They're
make
all
any money.
non-union. It's
They're all
tough to get a
non-union.
union SAG after a job for voiceover.
It's true. It's
Sad.
true. Well, yeah, it was one hell of an era. There's no question about it. But I just we've been having some great memories now. What years did you live here again?
2002 to 2004.
The reason I asked you that question because your boss, Jesse Ventura, has pissed off everybody in the state of Minnesota again. Did you hear what he did?
I am shocked. No, what did he do?
He's very upset. Now, where can't you do this? What he wants to do? Is it everywhere? Or
Well, I'm pretty sure it's everywhere. You can't do this, but he's specifically mad that they won't make an exception and let him do it at the state fair.
Yeah, he wants to smoke pot at the state fair, and they won't let him. Look at the look on her face. She worked for Jesse Ventura for a couple of years in town.
Wow.
Does that surprise you that Jesse's upset that he can't smoke pot?
I mean, come on. You can't handle a couple hours at the state fair without smoking weed.
Well, plus the fact, why don't you just do an edible? What the hell's it? They never know you did it.
I know. Bring in all your brownies and or your gummy bears. You are good to go. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but that's Jesse.
I know. He is a piece of work.
A piece of work is a good thing.
He really is. I got shielded from a lot of that, but my segment producers, the writers on the show, did not have that same luxury. They've really kept me in a bubble, and I stayed away from the drama that was going on behind the scenes.
There was some drama, no doubt. about
There was drama. There was definitely drama, but I was not a part of it, which was good.
Kristen's been on this show, what, 12 years now?
Mm-hmm.
What it is? We've been working together for 12 years. Never met her in person.
Really?
Yeah, I've never met her in person, which is very weird, but I got to get out to LA one of these days, get that done.
Of course.
Of course. There's no question about it. We've been getting all. Kristen does entertainment reporting, movies, television shows, all these different things. Then she yells at me about politics, which I think is wonderful.
Not yell at you about politics.
Non-stop.
I actually tell you to stop talking politics.
Yeah, she does. That's absolutely right. She does.
Let's talk entertainment. Let's not talk politics.
Which I learned to agree with that. There's no question about it. But I think I did mention this to you, but I want to mention it again because Fawn, my granddaughter, slept over again last night. She slept over 2 of the last 3 nights because she wants to sit up and watch television with us.
And she knows who will let her get away with it.
Yeah, Catherine, you're absolutely right.
You and Catherine. No one's instilling any sort of boundaries and rules. I get it.
So
my
I watched-
grandmother was the same way.
There's a guy, and the reason I even bring this up, and I can't remember the name of the show, but it's a children's show about balance beam, about gymnastics, I guess. And there is a coach on this show. He looks exactly like Ricky Gervais, but a lot younger. You know who I'm talking about? God, I wish I knew the name of the show. I don't know if it'd be that hard to find.
Is it Make It or Break It? That was
could
a
be.
gymnastics show.
This guy, I swear to God, I thought it was Ricky Gervais. He looks that much like him. And I don't know his name or any of that stuff. I should have done much better and harder work on it.
Famous gymnastics movie called Stick It. Like, so it could be, if it's
This
a
is a
TV
TV
series, it's got to be Make It or Break It, because that.
Make It or Break It. You guys, you looking at that?
I'm trying to find one. Do you know what platform it's on? Because there's one called My Perfect Landing that's on Netflix. But
I think that's it. I think you might be right. And that's kind of brand new. Is that a couple years old?
Yeah, it's 2020. Frank Van Keeken is the closest guy that would maybe look like Ricky Gervais if you squint a little bit.
Oh no, this guy looks exactly like him. Although pictures you can't really tell.
Look at the Make It or Break It cast. See if there's anyone.
I'll keep doing some sleuthing.
I'm doing some sleuthing. But you know, it's kind of fun to sit with an 8-year-old girl. Catherine and I did last night. Sit with an 8-year-old girl and watch how exciting television is for her.
Well, she's hitting that real pop culture age.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Now through
Yeah.
her early teens, she's going to be in that sort of. It's Taylor Swift right now. In a couple of years, it may just be somebody else that everyone is sort of latching onto. But you're going to be in the thick of that with Fawn. It's going to be really fun because, you know, all of her Christmas and birthday gifts are going to be around all of her favorite, whether it's musicians or celebrities or movies. That's really where it really becomes like the super fandom.
God, she's just, I love her dear. She's my first grandchild, obviously. Her brother is a couple years younger than she is, say just 2 years younger. And of course, we have Ethan at 2 years, about turning 3 years old. And Andy and his wife are expecting another child in the next 30 days or so. But I have never understood. And back in my day, it was a different deal. And I won't go on about this. I know you got a lot to talk about, but I had no relationship at all with either of my grandfathers. They had, I guess, more important things to do than talk to little children. It just was a totally different experience back then to be around your grandfathers. Grandmothers were different. They were great. But both I never liked either one of my grandfathers. They just a couple of, ugh. Is ugh a bad way to describe your grandfather?
No, it's, you know, I think every family's different. We were closer to my dad's parents than my mom's parents. So I think it just depends on like where everyone sort of gravitates toward. But we were closer to my mother's side of the family, like all the cousins and everything. So it's the dynamics, I think, in every family are different.
Yeah, the only reason I bring it up is the joy they missed out on by being such a-holes about it. I just having those kids around and watching how much they enjoy life and all that, it brings joy to you. Why would you want to miss that?
Keeps you young. All that, like having youth around you keeps you young.
There's no doubt about it. And there's no question about that. But I just wanted to point that. Did you find Make It or Break It?
Yes, but I don't think there's anybody that really looked like Ricky on there. Yeah,
maybe somebody can call in that knows what I'm talking about because I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But the guy's really good though. I mean,
right? Put in celebrities who look like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, you could do that. So what's new on your list, sister?
Chick-fil-A is getting into the streaming game.
Oh God,
what is this?
Chick-fil-A
on Sunday
streaming service. Yeah, they're gonna.
I can't do it on Sunday.
We'll be closed on Sunday. Don't try and turn on our channel. It's kind of unbelievable. They're starting out with unscripted, and we're talking low budget. $400,000 is what they're offering a lot of production companies. And I know that sounds like a lot of money, but for any type of even just your average run-of-the-mill unscripted reality show, $400,000 is low budget.
Yeah.
They also want to make a lot of family-friendly fare, and they think that this is their next venture, which is weird. But I'm thinking there's going to be so much product placement. And QVC has done this. QVC, and I think we talked about this last Christmas cycle, they've started to get into the content game as well because they do a Christmas movie and you can literally buy everything that's on the set. You like that ornament, you can buy it. You like that Santa. And the same thing with Chick-fil-A. You can do recipes. You can go watch our TV show and order these foods and, pair them up together. a lot of people are doing this for sort of a cross promotion. Amazon does it too. You can buy a lot of the items that you see in some of their TV series and films.
It's very like Truman Show-esque, where it's like everything that you see is for sale.
Yeah, but Chick-fil-A doesn't sell enough stuff. Like, how many times can you watch a person eat a chicken sandwich and be like, hey, do you want a chicken sandwich?
Honey, what's for
merchandise? The merchandise, though, Chick-fil-A merchandise sells. They've gotten into animation. They have games and puzzles now that they've started up. So you think that they're not into anything, but guess what? They have their hands in a couple of cookie jars already. So this is just kind of an expansion of their universe. And I'm curious because obviously they have a faith-based premise to their entire business. Some people will say that it's been pretty anti-LGBTQ plus. It's the family's money, not necessarily Chick-fil-A's money, but it will be interesting to see how this plays out. You've got Great American Family, which has leaned into sort of the faith-based movies and things like that. So I bet Chick-fil-A feels like there is a space for them as well.
God, it's so amazing because there's a Chick-fil-A in West Palm Beach down there, and it's just you go by that Chick-fil-A, and I don't care, as long as it's open, there is about a 3-block long line waiting to by the drive-through window.
We have one in my neighborhood, and it's not that busy. I'm always
California
surprised.
would be different. Yeah, that would be different though.
Yeah, In-N-Out has the lines out the door.
Yeah, In-N-Out is good too. There's no question about that. But yeah, I mean, blocks long lines waiting to get chicken at Chick-fil-A, and in your case, In-N-Out.
Right. Yeah, and I guess it makes sense because Chick-fil-A is a Southern thing. Like in Georgia,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's very. People are obsessed with it.
Yeah. And on the East Coast, it's Shake Shack is like the big one.
Oh, Shake Shack.
I remember there was comedians that would come into the House of Comedy and they'd be like, yeah, they have a website where you can log in and they'll see how long the line is with via webcam. So you can decide if you want to walk down and wait in that line or not.
That's hilarious. I like Whataburger, which is more of a Texas-based chain, and their burgers are delicious.
And of course, my childhood, it was White Castle, and there's about 2 of them left. What happened?
I don't know. There was one in Queens. I wonder if it's still there. When I lived in Manhattan, there was one in Queens that people would drive out to. And it was like in a sketchy part of Queens too. But you could do like a late night through the drive-through and get those sliders.
I understand that 100%. There's no doubt about it. I don't know. It's just, it's a different world, right?
It is.
Yeah, I don't really understand. I don't understand businesses getting involved in other people's business. That I don't get that. It's like, you need to believe what I believe. No, I really don't.
Yeah. And I mean, the faith-based market has done extremely well. So we know that. And we know that the audience is thirsty for more content. So, I mean, I think people will subscribe. I think people will watch. But I don't think it's necessarily a mass media. It's not a Netflix. Let's just put it that way. Where like pretty much every household has Netflix at this point. But
no question.
So it'd be more niche, I believe.
I got to tell Jim Cunningham this very quickly, because I brought it up a couple of days ago. My granddaughter asked me to watch Lyle Crocodile with her, a movie. That movie's phenomenal. It is. I just loved it.
Yeah.
You think that, Kristen, you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, you told me about that, I think.
I
think it's a terrific movie. Very well acted.
Classic.
It is. Absolutely it is. So we need more of that kind of stuff. Made me very happy that she's like 3-4 years younger than me too.
I can't wait until you're stuck watching like Taylor Swift concert films and things like that with her, because
it's coming.
You're about, I was like, you're about like a year and a half away from that happening.
Well, right now it's all gymnastic shows. It has to be gymnastics.
That's cool. That's fun.
It has to be that, otherwise she's not watching. No question.
Yeah, well, she just had the Olympics, so that she probably was really excited by watching all of that happen.
You'll have to take her to the Gold Around America show is coming to the Target Center in Minneapolis here in, I think, September, I believe, late September. They're bringing like Simone Biles, and they're doing like a big
Oh my God, she goes nuts for Simone Biles.
Yeah, it's the GOAT tour, Gold Over America tour.
There we go, Gold Over.
Yeah.
And you're going to be coming to town, right?
Yeah. You'll have, it's Simone, Jordan Childs is there.
No, he said you're coming to town, Chris.
I'm coming to town. Oh, for that one. Who's flying me in for that? Who's paying for that trip?
I'll never write the check.
Because they open here in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in September, I think 16th, 17th, somewhere around there.
Fawn is very excited about the fact that Simone Biles is only like an inch taller than she is, and she's 8 years old.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Yeah. You have to be really tiny to be a gymnast. Like 5'3" is ginormous. Like, I mean, you are so tall if you're 5'3" as a gymnast.
5'3".
Well, Simone Biles has been going viral after winning the gold because she went to some club out in Paris and they tried to charge her $26,000 for a bottle of champagne.
Okay.
And she was like, nah, I'm good.
I love her for that. I love her. She's like, I'm a budget queen. I'm not spending that money
smart.
on champagne.
Right.
Very, very. God, I kept you late today. Sorry about that, but you probably got work to do, huh?
I have like J-Lo and Ben divorce coverage going on again.
Oh God, we'll have to talk about that tomorrow then, because that obviously it's no surprise. You said she's been married 4 times now, and he's been married what, like 3 or something?
Twice. This is
Oh,
twice
twice.
for him.
Okay.
He's been married to 2 Jennifers, Jennifer Garner and Jennifer Lopez.
Oh,
so.
He has a type.
Yeah. And we're all taking bets like on who's going to have the girlfriend or boyfriend first. And my bets are on Ben. Ben will have a girlfriend probably within a month. He can't be alone.
Jennifer who?
Lawrence.
I know.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, there you go.
That would break up J-Law's marriage.
Yeah.
Going from J-Lo to J-Law, that would be quite an
Ooh,
epic.
J-Lo to J-Law. I like
Can
that.
you imagine?
Works for
But
me.
hopefully J-Law's marriage is solid. So
That would be nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
My dear, a magnificent report again today. And I thank you for just, the fact that Jim didn't bother to dress well for the show today. He's kind of dressed down, but
he's got a Ren Fair to go to.
no, we can't wait for the Renaissance Festival. We're going to go. I think we're going either this weekend or next weekend. I think it is now. Actually, I was advised to go the second week by the people who run the thing.
Yeah, it's a good week to go.
Yeah, that's what everybody tells me.
As the state fair is doing some counter programming, that means we have lots of room out there generally. So it's a great week to go.
True.
You'll get a chance to see it at its best.
Kristen, thank you, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, everyone. Take care. Bye, Jim.
That is going to do it. Jim Cunningham, thank you so much for coming in. It's just great to see you
This
again.
has been a delight
for me.
And I can't thank you enough for having me.
That's so funny. So, Tom, do you know Jim Cunningham? Yeah, for about 40 years. Yes, I do know him. That's one thing I will tell you, honest to God. I know about everyone.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool. I suppose if you're in the business for decade after decade after decade, you better get to know everybody.
Yeah.
But that part of it is just so great. So thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having
Renaissance Festival. And we got to tell people again, it is very easy to get in now. It's not, it used to be huge long lines.
We've solved that.
And you have solved that.
Still a lot of people coming, but there's no longer a long wait to get onto the grounds. And really, park and ride is the way.
Park and ride is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna
we've got lots all over the place. You're in a great bus. You're dropped off at the front gate. It costs you $5, but we'll give you $5 off your ticket. So it's really the way.
And Jim, selfishly, given my current state of appendages, I'm not gonna be able to swing swords and stuff. But there's stuff that I can do, like just roaming around the grounds, right? Like I don't have to partake in, bow shooting and stuff. There's other stuff that I can do with just one arm. Correct.
There are 16 stages of great entertainment. And when I say great entertainment, I really mean that. There's a Renaissance Festival circuit that runs across the country.
Yep.
And these people are on that circuit that are on our main stages. Their acts are tight. They're funny. They're battle tested. Some of it is going to shock you with what they can do. They'll thrill you. They'll make you laugh so loud you cough up blood. Puke and snot.
That's good to know.
It's really good stuff. Puke and snot, the Danger Committee, Johnny Phoenix, the Tortuga Twins, the Magician, Brother Paul. I mean, live armored jousting. You can see people really jousting with each other.
I was just going to ask. They have like the horses and the jousting and the
yes. And you know what? It's not fake. They're doing this. Somebody is going to get knocked off a horse by a lance right there in front of you. It's a great place to spend. And I'll tell you what, you got your grandkids, bring them out, because the king, the knights in shining armor, Fairy Wing Forest, elephant rides. We got a petting zoo. There's a Blue Lagoon bounce. It's a great place for families to spend a day. You're going to get your whole world. You're going to watch those kids. You talked about how you've enjoyed watching your grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get a whole new level of enjoyment when you bring them out to the festival. Their eyes are going to be about the size of your head throughout the entire day, and it's just so great.
And one last question for you. I know my attire doesn't necessarily have that wardrobe that you're wearing in my closet. I don't have that. Am I going to be looked down upon if I come out in just like modern clothes, or do I need to go out and buy stuff?
No, I would say the majority of people that come to the festival come in shorts and a t-shirt.
Okay.
And then there are the people who have taken it into their hearts that put on a costume and come out as whatever they believe they are. And that's cool too. But the majority of people are walking around in tennis shoes and shorts. And it's great. And you even with your bad wing there, you've got one good arm to eat and drink with, and you can sit and watch some fantastic, funny shows all day long.
It is terrific. And I got to close with this. We can close the show with this. The owner, who's also a Jim.
Yes.
Met him, just a great guy. Really, really good guy. But he basically said, Tom, no weapons for you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Jim Cunningham, thank you, sir. Great to see you.
Thank you, Tom. God bless you. Nice to see you.
Family up in about 10 minutes.
God.